Hello everyone, my name is Tom. Y'all, we just got the appetizer on this upcoming season of She-Ra, dropping May 15th. This is the end. It's all gonna be over, and whatever we get is what we get, because this is the end game. So what are some things that this trailer tells us about what this season will be, what can be inferred, and what is it pretty much confirming? The biggest implication of this trailer for me was at the end, showing Adora saying for the honor of Grayskull with a golden projection forming just beyond her outstretched hand, telling us that she is probably going to will a new sword or weapon into existence with her power as She-Ra, because at the end of the last season, Adora broke the sword of She-Ra, making it impossible for her to transform or tap into most of her She-Ra based powers. Of course, she is still She-Ra because that's not something that is dependent on her wielding of the sword. She is still the chosen one, and this is reinforced by Hordak Prime's soundbites in this promo saying how he will defeat She-Ra once and for all. Not Etheria, not the Rebellion, not Adora, but She-Ra. But because she is still She-Ra, it's not unlikely that there will be some Deus Ex Machina comeback, which, to be honest, when we reach the level of hopelessness of Adora sitting in darkness next to the fragments of the sword, I think we all should have accepted right then and there that the next season would probably have to do some Deus Ex Machina type shenanigans to help Adora come back and face Hordak Prime as her giant sword She-Ra form. What interests me though is, will it be the same She-Ra we've seen so far, or will we get a whole new design, a new outfit, something that expresses a little more of Adora's style and personality or even growth to show that she's embracing this part of who she is and taking ownership of She-Ra after struggling to deal with the responsibility of being She-Ra. Similar to how the gems in Steven Universe got new designs to reflect their development whenever they got poofed. As of recording this, there's actually some promotional art going around that shows Adora as She-Ra with her hair up and a different tiara design, so this definitely seems to be what's gonna happen. Plus, Catra and Glimmer got design changes last season, so I think Adora is overdue. Speaking of Catra, we of course have to talk about her. Season 4 clearly puts her in a position to potentially be redeemed, and based on this trailer, that seems to be what's about to happen. She was even used for some of the symbolic imagery in this promo. There was a theme of showing Adora reaching her hand out in close-up shots, her hand always coming from the left and being framed pretty similar each time, which leads me to think this was an intentional thing. The first time this happens, it's to join hands with Bo, showing her connection to her friends. Then it's reaching out to Catra's hand, which I interpret as her reconnecting with old allies in the Horde for the good of Etheria. Then reaching out to materialize her new She-Ra weapon to symbolize her newfound connection to herself and her destiny. But going back to Catra, I know exactly what people want. People want to see Catra and Adora make up, be friends again, maybe be more than just friends. But I'ma try to be realistic. I really wanted to be subversive before, and for a while I entertained the idea of Catra just not being redeemed, and potentially even being someone that was too toxic for Adora to help. I was somewhat expecting a tragic story of realizing that sometimes you love someone, but they're too far gone for you to save, and for your own well-being, you have to learn to accept that and move on, even though it's difficult, and that would be the conclusion. Obviously though, that is not where the story is going now. We kinda got that story at the end of season 3, and saw the aftermath of that in season 4, so I wasn't entirely misreading things. However, Catra is pretty clearly going to be redeemed, if nothing else to be an ally to the Rebellion against the common enemy of Horde Prime. But still keep in mind, we do not see any clear-cut interaction between Adora and Catra in this trailer, aside from the shot of their hands. What I believe is most likely is Catra will redeem herself on her own, for herself, for her own sense of validation, which will be huge for her because her need for external validation through gaining power and manipulation is what led her down such a dark path to begin with. But that will be something that happens and needs to happen independent of her relationship with Adora. Because at this point, Catra is still cut off from Adora. She is dead to her, and as much as I'm sure Adora would be capable of forgiving Catra, it would be understandable that it would take some time for that to actually happen. So I see Catra changing for herself, and because Glimmer is close to that situation right now, she will be the one to recognize that first. And through that relationship, Catra will end up aligning with the Rebellion again, and by the end of season 5, I believe that would lead to Adora forgiving Catra, at least on some level. Maybe not, it's okay, let's get married, but definitely finding peace and forgiveness in their situation. Part of loving someone is realizing what role in your life you can play that will be best for both of you. Maybe it's staying friends. Maybe it's with a bit more distance. Maybe it's going in different directions entirely, but that's okay. At the end of the day, no matter what, the story of Catra and Adora will be, and always has been, a love story. because no matter what, by the end of Season 5, I believe that wherever Catra and Adora's relationship goes, it will be coming from a place of love. But going into lore a bit, we have to address how Hordak Prime is talking about She-Ra, and how the editing implies that this is a rivalry with deep roots. Hordak saying, "Goodbye my oldest enemy," with Adora on screen, implying that he has been at odds with She-Ra since at least Mara, if not longer. Posing the question of how? What is the connection? Most of the information needed to answer this question I assume will be in Season 5, because we don't know that much about Hordak Prime since he's had maybe 2 minutes of screen time so far. But what I'm wondering is, does Hordak Prime have some connection to Light Hope, or the first ones, which ties into Etheria being a super weapon, She-Ra being the key to that, and Adora ending up on Etheria? Because if there is that deep of a history there, it would be a pretty huge coincidence that our Hordak would accidentally lead Prime to Adora after he was exiled. Something tells me that there might be some strings attached to everything that lead back to Horde Prime. Or it's some good versus evil type prophecy thing. But we won't know for sure until May 15th. So until then, that's what jumped out to me. Is there anything you noticed that I didn't talk about? Let me know in the comments down below, or you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TommyPQM, or you can find the Roundtable at RoundtableVids on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the bell for notifications to never miss a video. As always, I hope you have an awesome day. My name is Tom, and I'll see you next time. See ya!